Shalom, shalom. I'm going to start off this video by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash, double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of the great millstone that rule well, teach well while learning truth, 100% according to the Bible. Also want to say shalom to the elect, the 144,000 men, prophet, servants, scattered abroad the four corners of the earth. And shalom to you, Akwaf, which are you few sisters out there that are sincere, your children, shalom. And in today's video is going to be a lesson just backing off of this video from the brother, the Hopeful Elect 3 that he posted. And as you can see, it says YNs versus the military, right? And we just going to get straight into the video, let the guy say what it is he's got to say, and I'm going to grab a few precepts. The Lord's willing to be edifying. But with that being said, fair use, I'm not getting paid for this video.
As someone who was born and raised in Chicago and also served in the military, I feel like I'm highly qualified to speak on this topic. But I'm also highly disappointed that this is even a conversation. And like I said, I'm from Chicago, so I know the culture. I know what goes on there. By the time I was 13, 14 years old, I had friends that was playing with firearms and getting busy in the streets. But even with that being said, if some street dudes or some YNs, as y'all call them, decided they wanted to wage a war on the U.S. military, it wouldn't even be a real war because it would be over within 48 to 72 hours. I want y'all to Google what's a W-80 or a W-88. Then Google a B-83 and a B-41. These type of things can knock out entire cities or anything within a 50-mile radius, even more than 50 miles. But things like that in this situation, it wouldn't even be needed. That would be completely unnecessary. They could use a GBU-43B, and these things can wipe out neighborhoods, but that also wouldn't even be needed. That would be completely unnecessary because it would be too many casualties of war. All they would need to do, if it was a real issue, is send in about 200, 300 special ops members. I'm talking SEAL team, Army Rangers, TACPs, Marine Raiders. Y'all have no idea what these type of operations will do to people. And let me tell y'all something, man. Someone that's in a neighborhood that, that's known to get busy, cause trouble or whatever, you cannot compare this unorganized person to an organized, strategic, financially backed militia. You just can't do that. That's a completely unfair battle. That's like putting the championship team, OKC Thunder, against a sixth grade basketball team. Like, it's really levels to this. And for anybody that's think this even a conversation or think this is a possibility, you need to go get checked into your local mental facility right now.
Right. And you heard what it is that Jake said. And ultimately, he's 100% correct, because we know that ultimately this man, Esau, Edom, was set up by Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. And the only person that can take this man down is the Lord. So for all of you so-called Negro, Latino, Native American Indians out there that ultimately believe in your mind that you can fight against this man and prevail, you stand no chance, man. You see? That's why, as it tells us right here, let me grab this, because this man was blessed with the sword, man. You see, being advanced in weaponry, that was his blessing that, the Lord gave unto this man. You see? What does it say in Revelation 6:4? Let me grab that. You see? This is what this man was created to do, you see? And it says, and there went out another horse that was red, representing Esau, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, right? This is what this man was given the power to do. And that's what he's been doing since he's been in power. And that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword, right? That's his blessing, right? As it tells us right here. Let me grab that. Genesis 27. And I'm going to start at verse 39. It says, and Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven from above, right? Because ultimately we know, as it tells us in Job 9:24, the earth is given over to the hand of the wicked. This man is ruling the earth right now. And that's what the average Negro, Latino, Native American Indian man and woman don't understand. They don't know that this man is in rulership and that the Lord is ultimately going to be the one to take him down. You see, verse 40. And by thy sword, right, his blessing, shalt thou live and shall serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. So like I said, the so-called white man was blessed with the sword, man. You see, being advanced in guns and missiles and things like that, man. You Jakes on the block, they got a few Dracos and Glock 40s and all of that different type of stuff. You thinking you can fight against this man, your ass is going to get mowed down. That's why in times of Jacob's trouble, there's going to be so many of you 2/3 that are going to be deleted, right? Because ultimately, as the Lord said, we got to wait till he rise up to the prey. You see, because ultimately we know that Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to set this man down, and put him out of power. You see, not us. You see, all of you jakes that want to act carnally, you can see and try to take things into your own hands and thinking you can fight against this man, you're not going to prevail. You see, because ultimately Esau is a carnal man. That's why he has a carnal blessing. Our power comes through the spirit, man, leaning unto the Lord. Right. And let me grab that real quick through the spirit. You see, bear with me. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 10. Right. And I'm going to start at verse 3. It says, for though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. Verse 4, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, right? Because if you thinking that you can take matters into your own hands and fight against this devil, hey, you through. But mighty through Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua to the pulling down of strongholds, right? Casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of Yahweh and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. So like I said, that's how we get our power, through the spirit, man. We beat these devils fighting spiritually, man, not trying to, use their blessing to try to fight against them and think we're going to prevail and think we're going to overcome them. No, man. See, because you jakes with that mindset, like I said, in these times that are coming, you're going to get mowed down, man, like Swiss cheese, like mowed grass. You see, that's what this devil's going to do to you. Because ultimately, if you come up against him, you're coming up against Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, right? As it tells us right here. Let me grab that. Romans chapter 13, right? And I'm going to start at verse 1. It said, let every soul be subject unto the higher powers. For there is no power but of Yahweh. The powers that be are ordained of Yahweh, right? Like I said, earth given over to the hand of the wicked. The Lord set Esau in place, man. You see, gave him the power to do what he's doing. You see, and if you come up against him, like I said, you're going against the Lord and you're going to be put to death, right? Verse 2, whosoever therefore resisteth the power, resisteth the ordinance of the Most High. So you're going against the Lord, man. You see, and they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation, right? For rulers are not a terror to do good works, but to the evil. Wilt thou then not be afraid of the power? Do that which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same, right? Verse 4, for he is the minister of the Most High, right? This man's the sword of the Lord on the left hand. To thee for good, but if thou do that which is evil, be afraid, for he beareth not the sword in vain. For he is the minister of the Most High, a revenger to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil. And like I said, if you taking matters into your own hand, thinking that you can fight against this devil, guess what? Guess what? You being carnal, and the Lord ain't moving and, coming to the aid for people that are carnal, man. You see, you're going to be judged, right? So ultimately, that's why we just wait upon the Lord, man. You see, that's what the hopeful elect men and women are going to do. We're going to wait for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. But you 2/3 and you heathens, hey, you people going to do what y'all do, But I'm going to grab this precept as well. This is Psalms chapter 37, and I'm going to start at verse 7. It says, rest in the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, and wait patiently for him. That's what we going to do. Us believers, us that, believe in the testimony of our Lord Yahushua. You see, that believes that he's going to come and he's going to take down this man, which we know he is. According to prophecy, we're going to wait on the Lord, man. Right? Fret not thyself because of him who prospereth in his way, because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass. Verse 8, cease from anger and forsake wrath. Fret not thyself in any wise to do evil, right? Because that's ultimately what you Jake's doing. You see, you allowing that anger to overtake you, man, when you ultimately try to, fight against this devil. You see, you got all of these Jakes on TikTok and social media talking about, oh, if the National Guard come here, we going to bust at them and all of this different type of stuff. Man, you niggas are through, man. You see, and that's why the Lord going to destroy you. And he's going to use the same so-called white man to do it. It says, cease from anger and forsake wrath. Fret not thyself in any wise to do evil, right? Verse 9, for evildoers shall be cut off, right? But those that wait upon the Lord, they shall inherit the earth, right? And that's what we ultimately going to do for us hopeful elect brothers and sisters. We're going to continue to trust in the Lord, man, and let him fight this battle, because the battle is already won through Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. We just got to wait on the Lord, right? As it tells us right here, let me grab that, Zephaniah 3:8. Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, right? These heathens, also including Esau, that I may assemble the kingdoms to pour upon them mine indignation. Even on my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. So like I said, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is going to take down this devil. You see, but like I said, the 2/3 of our people, they're through. You see, they're going to take matters into their own hand. That's ultimately because the Lord ain't dealing with them anyway. So you 2/3, y'all going to try to think y'all can fight against this devil and win, and you're going to get mowed down, man. That's just what's going to happen. You YN stand no chance against this devil, man. And like I said, Jake is hard-headed, so Jake got to learn the hard way because Jake don't really think stuff stink till it's right in front of them, you know? So a lot of you niggas are going to learn the hard way, man. That, hey, this man, like I read, he don't bear the sword in vain, you see? And Esau can't wait to put down you so-called Negro, Latino, Native American Indians, man. He just looking for the excuse to do so, right? Romans chapter 12, verse 19. Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath. For it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith the Lord. So like I said, us hopeful elect brothers and sisters, we're going to just trust in the Lord and allow the Lord to do everything and, you know, do things according to his will. Because we know at the end of the day, the Lord is going to stop this man. You see that this man is going to come down, right? And we're not going to try to use our own strength to do that, you see? But yeah, that's pretty much everything I had to say with today's video. Lord's willing, I pray it be edifying. Just a quick hit through the spirit. But to the next time, I'm going to say shalom to the elect. Shalom.